And I said, yes, you did. You said everybody. You said, oh, I was exaggerating, being hyperbolic, not literal. You must have autism. You must have Asperger's. You can't read tone in people's words. But here's the thing. You said they all believe the same shit, i.e. everybody. So you said everybody. So this second statement, I didn't say that. I didn't say everybody. Did I say everybody? No, is a lie. And the first statement is they all believe the same shit. They think Hitler's a great guy, referring to aether cosmology, right? That's not true. And then I asked 23 people on aether cosmology if they know anybody that's a Hitler supporter or who thinks Hitler was a great guy, and 23 people said no. These people are Ken, JT, Run Boston Bear, Beasticles, Taylor, Sam, Angling Alchemy, Fear Yahweh, Zetetic, Dan, Rick Sky, Platypus, Mr. Alan, Carice, Chris, Andrew, Lalo, Eric E, Lush, Dom, Roots, Piezo, Martin, and me. So you have 23 people who say what you said is not true, and when I pointed this out to you before, I said I had 10 people last time, you said they're all liars. So either they're all liars, or you lied, or you slandered and lied. What's the deal?
But before he
Yeah,
responds,
cool.
can I
So,
just ask? Wait, can I just ask? I had a little hard
all right.
time reading the tone. Wait, before you respond, was any of that quote? Was that him quoting? Were you reading the quote of him, or were you just like summarizing it? Were there parts where you were?
I mean, yeah, there were quotes. I said there were quotes.
Okay, I think
One
I
of the
could.
quotes
I
was,
think I could kind of tell maybe the parts that were quotes because I think I've heard that clip. So okay, but then after the quote, you were kind of then saying other stuff. Okay, which parts of that
yeah,
were?
so all the stuff in bold that I just sent you, those are all quotes.
That's a lot. Yeah, Siak, don't type that, dude. Don't type Nazi sympathizers in the text chat. I mean, in general, I don't know if the Holocaust issue is like a thing on the Discord chatting, like on the text chat, but yeah, don't type that phrase. That's just not needed.
Sorry, I was just
All right.
responding to Norv's
Yeah, and then even the
desire
gap.
wishing.
I mean, Lyon's typing it. It says Hitler's a great guy. I don't know if that's as big of a deal. Maybe that phrase, the sympathizer thing. I don't really know, you guys. What
You
in terms
said
of the
they all
Discord chat?
believe that Hitler's a great guy and aether cause.
I'll
It's a
delete
pretty
it
big
right after.
claim.
But so
Pretty
yeah,
big claim,
so
man.
let me. So I actually posted this is where it all started. That clip. Now he's actually bringing quotes from 2 or 3 different days. After I was pissed off and I was like throwing jabs in, like digging under his skin. But when this conversation started, it's all there. You can listen. Anybody can listen to it. New Perspective actually uploaded it. I actually re-listened to it. I'm not backing down. I What I said it stands. And my point here is that you have Nazi apologists, right? You have Hitler apologists. What's a Hitler apologist? Somebody who justifies Hitler's action, right? Now you can, however you want to chop that up. Stop acting like there aren't people in both servers that are Hitler apologists. People came forth. Andrew came forth this morning as a Hitler apologist. Now it's funny when I say this. Now Andrew's gonna get mad. He's probably gonna come tomorrow and be like, "Oh, why'd you say I was a Hitler apologist?" Like the Roots came forward. Like, "Oh, why'd you say I was a Hitler apologist? I never said that." If you're justifying Hitler's action, what's that make you, Galatrax?
Okay, so that's a loaded question, but I will address your point. They're not Hitler apologists, and the people on Aether Cause that said no, they don't know any Hitler supporters or people who think Hitler's a great guy. The people on Aether Cosmology will say the same things about Hitler that you say. You know, they don't accept the official number. They don't accept some of the claims. They say the same things you say. None of them are any more extreme than you. So if they are Hitler apologists, you're a Hitler apologist. And 23 people say no, they don't see that. So you have to say that they're all lying and they're all covering it up. That would have to be your position. Otherwise, you lied. That's it.
Right. So you're trying to catch me in some dichotomy, right? And you're not.
No.
You're not being reasonable. You're not reasoning with me. When I
You
said
asked me
that
a
they
loaded
all like,
question, I'm not being unreasonable.
dude, can I talk though? Or are you just gonna keep clipping me every time I talk? Because right now,
You asked me a
you're
question.
being emotional, bro. You don't even let me respond. Clearly, you're not in the
If
right
you
state of
ask
mind
me
to
a
have
question,
a
should I
mature
not answer
conversation.
it? Okay, I won't
Bro,
answer it.
you're clipping me right now, dude. This is what I'm saying. I'm trying to work with you. I'm trying to reach a middle ground. If you don't think there's any Hitler apologists in any of these servers, so be it, bro. I can't convince you of that. But my statement still stands. If they want to deny that they're not Hitler apologists, what am I supposed to do, bro? It's an observation that I've made after being years in these servers. I've let it slide. I've grieved. I've expressed my grievances. Now I'm labeled. Now I'm lying and I'm delusional.
Brother, if 23 people say that they don't know any Hitler supporters or anyone who thinks Hitler was a great guy in either cosmology, then your claim that everyone on there all of them think that Hitler's a great guy, is a fallacious claim. It's slander. And then, if the next time we talk about it, you say, I didn't say everybody, when you did in fact say everybody, you would be lying, right? So you said everybody, and the next day you said, I didn't say everybody. That's called a
Okay.
lie.
All right, fine. Listen, I'm not going to convince you that I wasn't lying, right? I already explained to you when I said they all think Hitler's a great guy. I was being sarcastic there with a mixture of hyperbole. You're using that against me. You're hyper focusing on my speech to build some type of straw man of my position, and you're attacking a straw man, dude. When I've already tried clarifying myself multiple times, bro, and you're not reasoning with me.
I'm not strawmanning you at all.
Like anybody with a little bit of reason, right? When
Look,
I say
brother,
they all think
hang on,
that
can I
Hitler's a
respond
great
now?
guy, does that mean literally every single person, including Taylor and JT and Sam? No, bro. Anybody with any little bit
I
of
asked
reason
you
would
about that
understand that.
list, and I said, are they all lying? You said, yes, they're all lying. I have that clip too. Look, man, when I confronted you about it originally, I confronted you about it in DMs. I wanted to solve it in DMs privately so it didn't blow up. And all you did was insult me. You said, like, I sniff Alan's farts. I suck up to Alan. I'm a groupie several times. You insulted me. You called me autistic, Asperger's. I didn't insult you at all other than call you a liar. Because what happened was, you lied. And then you keep insulting me. You say I'm gaslighting, I'm projecting. You throw up all these smoke bombs. Now you're saying like I'm strawmanning you. I'm not strawmanning you. I'm saying what your words are, right?
No,
You lied. You lied, and then you tried to cover up your lie with another lie, which makes you a liar. And then when I called you out for being a liar, you repeatedly insulted me. And now when I try to talk about it, you're like, "Oh, let's just sweep it under the rug, bro. Drop it, drop it. It's not a big deal." It's a big deal. You shouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Okay, I'm lying. Okay, I'm lying. Listen, I'm not going to convince you that I'm not lying about this. There's literally Hitler apologists. They can come forth. They're afraid to come forth for whatever reason. That's not my problem, dude. Like I said, I'm going to die on that hill. Christ is my witness. I don't care what you or anybody else thinks, dude. This is my observation, and it's not. People are noticing that flat earthers are being fond of Nazi Germany, dude. Like, and I'm trying to push back against that a little bit, reasonably. Hitler might have done good things, right, for Germany, and Germany rose to power fairly quickly in 10 years from a famished state, right? Does that mean Hitler is a great guy? No, dude.
I'm not defending Hitler. I just want to say, like, I'm not making any position about Hitler. I don't know why you're bringing that non sequitur in here, man.
Hey, by the way, let me just say one
Yeah.
thing about this topic, since I guess we're kind of deep in it and how it relates to on this server, because like. Okay, I want to say one thing with the moderation too. Yes, like C-Act, I like deleted that message and I deleted the ones you posted Lyin. The only thing is with that, just on the moderation side, with like the Discord TOS, I have no idea where they stand when it comes to anything Nazi related. You know what I mean? And when you type in even the search bar Nazi, like we've gone through, like the mods have gone through, just put in the word Nazi and just deleted tons of stuff. You know, so it's like people say that they say that. What?
You can't type that stuff. It's against Discord TOS. Anything that could be considered hate speech is against Discord TOS.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also a thing like you could say the word Nazi Germany because that is a thing like historically, or you could say a certain thing about it. So that's the thing. Like we've gone through to try to delete anything that would be even further problematic. I don't really know. I don't know where their boundaries are on that. And I mean, every server has to do their best, especially if it is like more, like an open discussion type environment. If it's not like, if it's not just like a smaller private thing where no one's going to do that anyways. If it's open, then yeah, you have to mod for it and do your best. I don't know to what level, like I know with Discord with the medical misinformation stuff, that was more severe. So I don't really know with like the Nazi stuff, World War II with all of that, like but yeah, I hear you. It's obviously like a topic in the world as well. And then everything like in Germany and other places where it's like illegal and they can put you in prison for talking about it or saying things out, what they think is out of line about it. So obviously, and you guys like having this be like a rare thing that happens where you guys, are having this level of like tension also maybe even makes sense on the higher level of sort of what it represents on that as well. But on just the larger scale of the world. But I guess I was just going to say too, I mean, there are people definitely that have typed comments in here, that have had to be deleted or, that were probably somewhat in that realm. So I'm just saying like discussing as wide of topics as we do, there probably are going to be some people, but I mean, Lyin, how much are they just trolling though? You know what I mean? Like that's the thing, dude. Like that's one question because like some like 30-year-old guy or 35-year-old guy, whoever it is, who's like on Discord, like, I mean, whether they have a fondness for it or not, like, I mean, some people do have like a darker side, I guess, for certain dark things, but Don't you think they're just like most people
Yeah.
are trolling, like rather
But
than
we
like,
should talk about it, right? And we should denounce this at least an extreme disdain for the Jewish people, which is that's what I was honestly, that's my whole gripe, is that there are people that have an extreme disdain for the Jewish people. And I'm one to expose the Jewish elite, right? And their usury and their plundering of nations. And just because you question the mainstream narrative and you realize it's been embellished and that the numbers were exaggerated regarding the Jewish Holocaust doesn't make you a Hitler apologist, right? But they taken it to the extreme, Gio. And we're known right now. Flat Earth is being hold on. Flat Earthers are being known for this type of behavior now. It's spreading. Even Netanyahu said it on the world stage, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, just look. Can I respond real quick? This is just an appeal to emotion. I want to say something.
Hold on, real quick, Galatrax, real quick. Yo, just
for
let
real, man?
Galatrax and Lyin iron this out. So
Okay, yeah. So, Lyin, you told me that I had to say that Hitler. So I said I never said Hitler was good. I never said Hitler was great twice, and you said say it right now, Galatrax. Say that Hitler wasn't a good man. Say he was bad. And I was like, I never said Hitler was bad, which is what I already said twice. And you said, all right then, the conversation's over. You forced this false dilemma of either you say Hitler's bad or you're wrong, and the conversation's over. So it was like this is not a way to talk to somebody. You can't bring up a false dilemma to somebody and say like, "Hey man, Lyin, you need to say that the slave trade was horrible for black people right now, and if you hesitate at all, it means that you're guilty." Like that's what you did, and that's horrible. You can't do that. And then you can't just make claims about a whole server of people. My claim is simple. You lied. I can prove that claim. Your claim is not simple. Your claim is all of Aether cosmology are Hitler supporters. I got 23 people who disagree with you. And then you said you didn't say that. If you say something attracts
of behavior now, it's spreading. Even Netanyahu said it. And just because you question the mainstream narrative and you realize it's been embellished and that the numbers were exaggerated regarding the Jewish Holocaust doesn't make you a Hitler apologist, right? But they taken it to the extreme, Gio. And we're known right now. Flat Earth is being hold on. Flat Earthers are being known for this type of behavior now. It's spreading. Even Netanyahu said it on the world stage, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, just look. Can I respond real quick? This is just an appeal to emotion. I want to say something.
hold on, real quick, Galatrax, real quick. Yo, just
for
let
real, man?
Galatrax and Lyin iron this out. So
Okay, yeah. So, Lyin, you told me that I had to say that Hitler. So I said I never said Hitler was good. I never said Hitler was great twice, and you said say it right now, Galatrax. Say that Hitler wasn't a good man. Say he was bad. And I was like, I never said Hitler was bad, which is what I already said twice. And you said, all right then, the conversation's over. You forced this false dilemma of either you say Hitler's bad or you're wrong, and the conversation's over. So it was like this is not a way to talk to somebody. You can't bring up a false dilemma to somebody and say like, "Hey man, Lyin, you need to say that the slave trade was horrible for black people right now, and if you hesitate at all, it means that you're guilty." Like that's what you did, and that's horrible. You can't do that. And then you can't just make claims about a whole server of people. My claim is simple. You lied. I can prove that claim. Your claim is not simple. Your claim is all of Aether cosmology are Hitler supporters. I got 23 people who disagree with you. And then you said you didn't say that. If you say something, if you say A, and then you say, oh, I didn't say A, that's called lying. That's definitionally lying. So 23 people
said let me know when you're done.
You said isn't true, and 2 people said what you said was true, and it was Blob and Wish, and they said it in a trolling fashion.
Ignoratio elenchi, irrelevant conclusion, missing the point. It's a fallacy you're using, Galatrax.
What is that?
You're using the fallacy called ignoratio elenchi. It's an irrelevant conclusion.
at least he's not using the haunted hayride
disproving
fallacy.
something not asserted.
But
Yep.
But real quick, Gio, I heard him, Gio, publicly denounce any affinity for Nazi Germany, and that that's all I wanted. And also, I just want people to confess that there is this type of behavior, and it's rampant for this affinity for Nazi Germany, bro. Like You don't. Am I the only one that sees that? Like, really, I can't be that delusional, dude.
Can I respond to
Can
this
you
at
not
all?
meet? Can you not meet me
Jeremy?
halfway, dude?
Can I
Well, hold on.
respond
Just
to
because you
Tora?
mentioned me, though, just because you mentioned me, I wouldn't really use the word that I've denounced anything related to anyone in humanity, especially in a time I wasn't even alive. Don't even know all of the details of what was going on back then. So like whatever they even called Nazi Germany and whatever all went on, like I'm not because you just said that.
Earlier, earlier you did. I heard you.
Well, I guess I just didn't use the word denounce. Like, what do you mean by that term? I guess maybe I would, but that's fine.
Like,
It's
you don't
all
rep,
good.
you don't represent that.
I mean, dude, all I can say is there was a profound dark evil that was occurring. I'm sure of that, and I have my own thoughts about like on the spiritual levels and all the different things that were occurring. There definitely seems to be a lot of deception, confusion of all of what did go on. So like, I can't say that I know every fact of exactly all of what went on. I don't think any of us really can. Even if you were there, you probably couldn't have even fully known. But there are some big picture things of what went on. So yeah, there's definitely was a profound evil that was like pretty much the final stronghold that they got on the whole world because the entity is in control now. So, and that was like the final breaking point, whatever all went on there. So yeah, there's definitely very incredibly dark evil of what occurred there, and people were definitely injured and so on. And so, yeah, I could see the idea of like whatever we call that level of evil that was going on there. Like, yeah, if somebody's going to support more of that, is that what you're saying? Like that level of a continued either like
No.
genocide or like different whatever was all going on
It's like
versus people being like that was wrong and everything else. Is that
it's like for
Well, you know, if I
example,
could respond
and
to
I love
either of the two people
Issa,
that
but you know when we
said
tried
something to
real
me.
quick, you know when we try to get Issa to like look at Trump's flaws, like no matter what you do, it's like, dude, Trump's not a good guy. He's not gonna
Hang on, I
confess
don't want to
that,
go
right?
off the rails.
It's
Two
the same thing.
people
So
said something to me. I'd like
hold
to
on, dude.
respond.
Wait,
No, I don't want to go off
wait.
the rails. I'm interrupting
Gosh,
you because two people said something to me, and I
I'm
want to be
making
able
too
to
much
respond to
sense.
that before we go off the rails.
well, all right?
Go
Is
But
that
ahead.
right?
well, all right. But can he just maybe finish his point and then you can
One more sentence,
Sure.
bro.
just let Lyin finish
So
and then you have the full mic because it is there have been several points made. I hear you. So yeah, go ahead. Just yeah.
So when I try to get people, it's not like I'm trying to get them in a false dilemma or a false dichotomy, right? I'm simply want people to publicly announce that Hitler was not a good guy, and people hesitate, and that's for the fact that they hesitate to say that is very indicative of what type of ideology they're holding on to. Because for me, it's not hard for me to say that Trump's not a good guy, that Trump's a bad guy. Why is it so hard for people to say about Hitler? Is he also not a politician? Why does he get a pass? To me, it's because they're blinded by the hate against the Jewish people that now they're justifying his actions. Which, if you're justifying Hitler, that literally makes you a Nazi apologist. That's all. Go ahead.
All right, so the first thing is, if someone doesn't denounce someone, it doesn't mean that they're endorsing them. Okay, that's the first thing. So if someone doesn't denounce someone, right? If I demand Geo denounces someone and he doesn't, that doesn't mean he's endorsing them, which is something you accused me of and several other people of a bunch of times. That's problem number one. Two, Tora, I'm not committing the fallacy of irrelevant conclusion, man. Look, his claim was, right? People are fond of Nazi Germany over there. You've been hanging out on Aether Cause. You've been convinced. They all believe the same shit. They think Hitler's a great guy. So if I poll, right? If I go around and ask every person that I can find on Aether Cosmology, I just asked everybody, every time someone joined the channel, I have 23 people. I asked them, do you know of any Hitler supporters or anyone who thinks Hitler was a great guy on Aether Cosmology? Right? And I can name them. They all said it was okay that I use their name. Right? 23 people said no. So that's directly relevant to what he said. What he said was, you've been hanging out in Aether Cause. You've been convinced. They all believe the same shit. They think Hitler's a great guy. So 23 people said no, they don't know of any Hitler supporters or anyone who thinks Hitler's a great guy. Right? So when I brought this up to Lyin, when it was only 15 people, I asked him, are they all lying? And he said, yes, they're all lying. So do you understand like why that's not irrelevant? Or you're still saying it's relevant?
I can understand your point, but wouldn't a better question have been, do you guys have any good arguments to defend Hitler? Wouldn't that have been a more appropriate question considering the topic? It's not like, do
surely
you support Hitler? Do you have any arguments that support Hitler?
Well, if his statement was they all think Hitler was a great guy, why isn't it sufficient to ask if they know of any Hitler supporters or anyone who thinks Hitler was a great guy?
Because I think what he's saying is his argument is coming from he's heard people argue for the position, not specifically meaning that is their position, but if they've argued for the position, then he's concluding.
I think their general consensus is what my consensus was that they're no more intense about Hitler than Lyin is. You know, they don't believe the official numbers. They don't believe some of the claims. The history might not be as great as they want it to be. Like, nobody is more intense than Lyin. I think he might be upset that he got banned from the server, and he just is throwing this out at the server. I don't like that. And if 23 people say they specifically don't substantiate his argument, they specifically negate his argument, and two people who like trollingly agree with him said yes me, and that was Wish and Blob. Like, why is that not substantial enough? Surely one of these 23 people would have said, yeah, kinda. No, they said no emphatically.
Yeah, do you think that could be a part of the problem line? Do you think you have any resentment for getting kicked out of Ether Cosmology?
No, yeah, I already publicly said that. I said that part of now I have reason to critique Ether Cosmos, but it's not just Ether Cosmos. I said yes, this server too has these individuals. I group both servers, and flat earthers in general have this type of sentiment about the Nazis. And I'm being labeled a liar.
Everyone.
And I'm sorry, that was I made that pause for impact, right? But the thing is, dude, like I already explained my speech to you, and you're calling me a liar. You're using something that clearly was sarcastic and hyperbolic, and you're saying that I meant it like literally like every single person, including Taylor and JT, are Nazi sympathizers, Nazi apologists. And clearly that's not the case. So either you're being disingenuous right now, or you have Asperger's. Which is it?
So, if you said everyone, right? Even if you were being exaggerative, even if you were being sarcastic, even if you were being hyperbolic, if you said they all think that, right? And then I pointed out that you said everyone, and then Taylor calls you out for it, and you said, oh, I didn't say that. And she said, I just heard a clip of you saying that. And you're like, oh, well, I said that, but I was being exaggerative. And then I talked to you about it. I said, you said everyone. And you said, I didn't say everyone. Did I say everyone? No. And I said, you said everyone. And you're like, okay, yeah, I did, but I was being hyperbolic. That's lying. It doesn't matter if it's like a little lie. It doesn't matter if you meant it hyperbolically. You wouldn't say, I didn't say that. You would say, oh, I mean, I might have exaggerated, or maybe I misspoke. What did I say? I sent you the exact quote. Everyone on there, right? You said they all believe the same shit, right? And then when I pointed this out to you, I tried to do it in private, just me and you. You just started flinging insults at me, and you're still doing it. Now you're saying I'm being disingenuous, or I have Asperger's. I don't have Asperger's. I can pick up on social cues. I understand tone. I understand body language. I'm fine with all these things. I just don't understand why you need to fling a ton of insults at me. I'm saying you lied. I have evidence for it. You're throwing all these accusations at me. You have zero evidence for it. That's garbage, and I don't know why you're doing that.
Okay,
why don't you just admit that you lied and then apologize for it? You lied.
So, and then it's funny because you went to Taylor and you said I said she was a Nazi sympathizer, and then you went to JT. Dude, you went to everybody over there and said that I was saying these things.
Wait. That's not what happened.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, dude. Wait a second. You mischaracterized me, right? Your character assassinating me. And I'm not even listen, honestly, bro. Yeah, but the thing is, bro, I didn't say what he's saying. I claimed I said. I didn't say that. Right, and when I
clarified,
hold on,
I can't even.
Hold on, if you guys are gonna do this, it's kind of rare that we take this much live stream time to have this much of like.
I'm done.
No, but it's fine. No, that's fine. I think we should stay in it. Can you guys just go one at a time? Because I mean, it's up to you. Because it's up to you what you want to do. But because there are like levels of accusations, but there almost does seem like there's like something spiritual in the air with this. Maybe if it needs to be processed, like I'm not trying to like shut it down per se. If another mod thinks we could talk about it or whatever else. If other people think we should move on, somebody else feels.
We agree on like ground rules that we're not gonna lie.
Well, just hold on. I'm just saying, if somebody else, I don't have to be like the final say. If somebody else strongly feels like we can move on, I'm fine with that too. But at the same time, I'm not trying to shut it down either or whatever. So But can you guys just, if you're gonna go through these things and go through the accusations, almost like a court case style, at least just go one at a time? Because you're obviously saying things that you disagree with, but you're also both saying intense things. So if you both interrupt each other, it's just gonna be total chaos. So I don't know. Either we got to move on and don't do it, or like let each other just don't interrupt, basically. So because if you
Yeah,
guys
sure. All right, that's reasonable. I think just to set the base, if we're gonna make accusations, we should have some proof for them. If we don't have proof for them, then we don't make them, because that would be considered, a lie. Reasonable? So you're not gonna say that I made Taylor do this stuff, or I grouped you a certain way. Maybe I didn't do that. Maybe I just showed her what you said, right? You're not gonna say that I poisoned the well. Maybe I just showed her what you said, right? So stop poisoning the well. No more lies. No more baseless accusations. If you're gonna make an accusation, bring proof.
All right.
Don't just say it.
Okay. Can I talk though? Can I get this out?
Yeah, sure. Just don't lie. Don't make baseless accusations. No problem.
All right. So this is the quote. Quote. This is what I said. You've been hanging out on Ether cause. You've been convinced they all believe the same shit. They think Hitler's a great guy. Right? That's what I said. And I posted the stream of me saying this, right? Now I highlighted the part, they think Hitler's a great guy. They all think Hitler's a great guy. Do you really think I meant that literally, Galatrax? Like every single person in that server?
It's irrelevant to my point, but no.
No, I'm asking you an honest question. In the server too. No, right? So why are you using that against me?
Because you said I didn't say everyone. And then
what
are you
I didn't
saying
mean everyone. I didn't mean every single person. And why would you even take that? If you're a reasonable person, why would you even take that?
If you're asking me questions, I should get to answer, right? The issue with you saying everyone and then later on saying, did I say everyone? I didn't say everyone. Did I say everyone? No. The issue with that is you did say everyone, and when I point that out, you're like, oh, I was just being hyperbolic. That's the equivalent of doing the whole like insulting someone and then they get upset and you're like, oh, I was just joking. And throughout this whole thing, you could have just said, yeah, I was being hyperbolic, I was sarcastic, exaggerative right off the bat when I pointed out initially. But instead of doing that, you just insulted the shit out of me, man. You've probably insulted me like 40 times since then. And the only time I've insulted you is by calling you a liar because you did something. I don't know, you lied. And I caught you lying, and then you lied more about it.
Okay. But honestly, dude, that's not what happened, right? You literally hit my DMs and you were harassing me. I told you to stop. I almost blocked you, bro. I don't go into people's DMs ever, bro. You were DMing me over and over and over again. The same thing. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. And like you really being like really kind of like, dude, I almost blocked you, bro. But I told you already when I already clarified this that I didn't mean every single person. And you're not being reasonable, dude. You're not trying to hear me out. I told you I didn't mean every single person. Yes, I literally said they all believe the same shit. They think Hitler's a great guy. I didn't, but what I meant wasn't what I said because I spoke with hyperbole and sarcasm, right? So I didn't think Taylor was a Nazi apologist. Neither does JT or Sam. But there's a few characters in there, and I don't want to name drop them. They know who they are. That do have that sentiment, and I'll stand on that hill and I'll die on that hill.
Yeah, so the thing I don't like is you make sweeping accusations, and if someone says that's not true, that's not the case, you just insult the person, you say they're gaslighting, they're projecting, you bulldoze over them, you do appeal to emotions, you say like, oh, you gotta say Hitler's a bad guy, or else you're saying you love him, he's a great guy. That's a false dilemma. All of this is garbage. All of this is not a way that you condone yourself, not how you conduct yourself with people. You shouldn't be doing this. And then if you say everybody, even if you're being hyperbolic or exaggerative, you mean everybody, right? Even if like, okay, let's say you like, oh man, this always happens. I always get stuck in traffic, right? And then if someone's like, you don't always get stuck in traffic. And then you say, oh, well, I didn't say I always get stuck in traffic. You did say that, but you didn't mean that, right? So you would say, I didn't mean everybody. Not, I didn't say everybody. Did I say everybody? No, that's what you said, right?
Right.
So you specifically try to downplay it. And you say I'm projecting, you say I'm gaslighting, you say I'm ad homming, I'm strawmanning. The only time I've insulted you is calling you a liar because in my opinion, and I believe this to be true, I believe you lied. The amount of accusations you've thrown at me that you can't possibly believe to be true because you have no evidence of them, that's way more problematic than the one accusation that I'm throwing at you, which is that you lied.
Okay, so yeah, you keep saying I lied, and when I clarify myself, I didn't mean every single person. That's all you have against me, dude. Literally, you building this whole framework off of that one sentence, and then the next day, when I was already pissed off, I was digging in even more, and now you're using that speech against me. When it all started with that video that I posted, it all started there, and anybody can go listen to a new perspective, put it on his YouTube. It's all there, bro. And I'm not afraid to share it because I anybody that listens to that and they're not emotional, they're gonna hear me out, bro. And I make a lot of sense, dude. So I don't know what your problem is, bro. But I want to drop this. I don't want to drag this on. I wish you would drop it, bro. Honestly, I just wish you would drop it.
Right. My accusation is that you're a liar. Your accusation is that I defend Nazi Germany. Your accusation is that I think Hitler was a great guy. Your accusation is that I'm on Aether Cosmology and they all believe that Hitler was a great guy. These are all accusations you made without any substantial backing. My accusation has substantial backing. So if you think that my accusation is unfounded, I think that your accusation is way more unfounded. So you should have more of a problem with yourself than you do with me.
All right, are we done? Can we move on? But anybody have anybody in the audience have anything to say?
I think Rick
Yeah.
wanted to chime in.
Yeah, let Rick.
Yo, you guys got to squash this though.
Yeah.
Like
Appreciate you guys' honesty.
Lyin admitted that he said all. He didn't mean all. You're making it clear you're not a Nazi. You're not a Nazi sympathizer or whatever. You don't love Hitler or whatever. Like I think it's all clear now, right? We're all clear.
Yeah, but if he's just gonna insult and spam insults every time someone calls him out for his bullshit, that's not a way to conduct himself. That's my entire point. And like, if I say, "Hey, don't do that," and he's like, "Oh, you're autist, you're Asperger's, you sniff Alan's farts, like Aether Cosmology is all Nazis," like this is ridiculous, man. The fuck is wrong with you?
I got no respect for Alan, for the record.
Don't care.